Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Uh, that was an excellent performance from Rafael Espinoza. Rafael Espinoza, obviously a guy who, you know, he looks a little flawed, but especially defensively, the guy looks a little bit like a mess, but offensively, he's so good. 6'1" featherweight, strong, keeps the punches going. This guy's going to be a lot to deal with. The first time I reviewed his tape, I wasn't impressed. Obviously his height with his power. Okay, he's going to present problems. I don't know how he's going to do at a world class level. I thought Robeisy Ramirez was going to dispose of him. I really did. He rallied back. He fought a hell of a fight. There's something to this guy. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but there's obviously at this point there's something to Rafael Espinoza. I want to see him fight Eddie Vasquez. I want to see Vasquez get to the inside. I want to see him fight Brandon Figueroa. I think that fight would be amazing. I think Brandon Figueroa versus Rafael Espinoza. I know it's not going to happen for promotional reasons, which is why boxing is stupid. But that fight right there would be, a 10 out of 10 fire fight, all-time great. And that's why we're not going to get. Let me get to some of these. Let me remind y'all, I'm hitting it for you. I went 2 for 2 on this card. Remember, tip your gambling advisor. Tip your gambling advisor. He's making you a lot of money. Don't be shy. Let me get to some of these, y'all. Muscle says, good one tonight for us, G Money. Way to make us up for last weekend. Good shit, boy. Yeah. Last weekend wasn't great. So I wanted to get y'all back. We got more fights coming tomorrow. So we can make even more money tomorrow. What's up, champ? What's up, Rocket? How's it going, my man? Muscles Brown won $6,000 tonight. All right, my man, Muscles Brown won $6,000. So we get that money back. I know last week didn't go well, but we're gonna get that money back. Abraham Nova won that. Yeah, I was texting with Muscles Brown during the fight, and we all thought Nova won that fight. I didn't even think it was that close. I guess it was close. It seemed like Nova dominated the second half of the fight. Cortez seemed shot. It definitely seemed that Nova won the fight. I haven't heard from one person, one observer, one ringside person who thought Cortez won the fight. I thought clearly Nova won the fight. Dope shit, Muscles. Yeah, he won $6,000. It's $6,000. What are we doing tomorrow for lock? Akeem Fiaz is a lock. Tyler Denny versus Felix Cash. I would take the over. You want to take the over on that? I think that's a good bet. Text me. I'm flying back. I'm in New York right now. I'm flying back to Dallas tomorrow. So text me, but we'll be in contact. Tyler Denny, Felix Cash. I definitely like the over. The over under right now, the over 10.5 is 275. That's a bet I like a lot. That's something you can put a bet on. Parlay that with Fiaz. I think that's a good bet. What else is on that card? The Denny fight itself, I don't love either guy in that fight. Lewis Crocker is going to win. You can do that. Make it safe, make it a two-way parlay. Shannon Ryan, something like that. There's a lot of good options for tomorrow's fights. You bet $10 on Abraham Nova. Yeah, but I get it, World of Wrestling, but it should have been a win. And I understand that you would have only walked away with another $21.50 or whatever. I don't know what book you used, but if you used DraftKings, he was plus 215. If you used DraftKings, but you should have won some money. You should be up. So it's a $31 swing. Instead of down 10, you should be up $21.50. It's a $31.50 swing. And Abraham Nova should have a win. I get, it's not taking you to the poorhouse, but it's not the point. The right guy should win the fight. And you should have won some money on the bet, not lost some money. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating. Text me for the lock tomorrow's Muscles. Shannon Ryan versus Emma. Shannon Ryan. Yeah, Shannon Ryan by decision. Take the over. What's the over? Obviously, that thing's going over. Take the over. You know what? I'm not just bet Shannon Ryan. Shannon Ryan's going to win that fight. I got a plus 240 on Hancock. I'm not familiar with Hand Rock Bet. We got plus 240. Yeah, it was 215 on DraftKings. So plus 2. See, so you should be up 30. You should be up $24. That's a $35 swing. It's not cool, man. Like you should have won that. Everyone knows. On boxing Twitter, I have not found one person who thinks Cortez won that fight. And all three, and two of the judges had it 7-3. What fight are they watching? 7-3? I don't even know what to make of that. I got Shannon Ryan decision. Yeah, I Shannon Ryan. I think that's a safe bet. Shannon Ryan, Akeem Fiaz, Lewis Crocker, the over 10.5 on Tyler Denny and Felix Cash. Some good bets. We could definitely make some good bets on that tomorrow. There's good money to be made out there. But this was, I thought this was pretty easy money. Rocket had a parlay of Isley, Espinoza, and Cashflow Diaz. Hit it. Isley lost a few rounds, but other than that, it wasn't even close, right? Like the Isley fight, I guess, was competitive to a degree, but not really. I mean, Isley dominated that fight. It's easy money. And what was Rocket? I'm not Rocket. Muscles. What was the total parlay odds? It was not bad. What were the total parlay odds on your on your 3-play parlay? That was Isley, Espinoza, and Cashflow. That's why boxing isn't as popular as it used to be because of the judges. I had feelings they were going to. I guess. I mean, Abraham Nova clearly won that fight, man. Like, it's just. I want you to make money. I want you to get that $35 or $25, whatever it's going to be. But the point is, like, Abraham Nova should have won that fight and should be fighting for a world title next. Instead, he's got to go back to being someone's opponent and potentially get robbed again. And it's not right. Like, Nova won that fight. Now, Cortez is going to go. Cortez, who missed weight, is going to go on and get a big money fight because he missed weight and then got a bogus decision in his favor. And the guy that actually won the fight, it gets robbed and now has to go and be someone else's opponent. And then he's got to go win 2 fights in a row to get himself back in world title contention when he should be fighting for a world title next. It's not fair, man. I'm not trying to sound like it's fair, but it's not right. Minus 160. So Muscles had the parlay that was Isley, Espinoza, and Diaz. All the money line minus 164. It's not a bad bet. So he bet 10K and 1.6. It's not bad. That's easy money. Nova got wrong. And like 7-3. Here's what I'll never understand. Boxing Twitter. People's opinion who I respect. Not a single person of everyone I talk to on Twitter whose opinion I respect had not one had it for Cortez. Not one had it for Cortez. Not one had it for a draw. How do all 3 judges score it for Cortez? 2 of them not even close. Man, it's not right. It's not right. Like, it's not even, like, you have to at some point, when no one in the world watching the fight has it that way, and all 3 judges has it for Cortez, you got to start to think that this isn't incompetence. This is corruption. 10K to win 6K. It's not bad. Easy money. The Rocket says the props didn't drop for me on Crocker. Shout out Ryan, Felix Cash. They have them on DraftKings. What props did you want? They have them on DraftKings, Rocket. All of them. Bro, if you want to use I know you don't typically use DraftKings, but they got some props out. I like the over. I like the over 10.5. on the Felix sketch fight. You're right about that. I agree. Nova should have boxed Cortez on the outside instead of fighting Cortez's fight. I agree. Nova had I agree. He made his life more difficult than he needed to. That being said, he still clearly won the fight. World of Wrestling, I've agreed with everything you've said today. And that being said, he still clearly won the fight. Yeah, he should have just made his life easier and boxed on the outside. I absolutely agree. But he didn't. But he still won the fight, clearly. Who won? So Cortez got a completely bogus decision over Nova, completely bogus. Not a single person watching it thinks Nova lost. Not a single person thinks it was even a draw. Everyone scored the fight for Nova except for the 3 judges. And then Espinoza destroyed Chirino, dropped him 3 times, and they finally stopped it in the 4th round, I guess it was, right? It was the 4th round? He still won the fight, man. Like, there's no other way you could have had it. Like, Nova won the fight. Like, when they said 97, 93, 97, 93, 96, 94, I'm like, okay, great. Judges got it right, Nova. And then they said Cortez. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I just texted Muscles. I was like, wow. But we got some more action tomorrow. I'm about to start a Discord. I'm trying to figure this out. That way we get a Discord and get all my Patrons up in the Discord. If you're not a Patreon, join a Patreon. It's $5 a month. We get the best bets. And we can, you guys can join me and we can do live betting and we can do chats like that in the Discord. I'm trying to get the Discord set up. Yes. See, look, no one thinks Nova lost this fight, man. No one thinks he lost this fight. There's not a single person I've spoken to that thinks Nova didn't win this fight. Next weekend is a big fight weekend, man. We got Lamont Rose on Friday. We got Bam. We got Sonny Edwards. We got Teofimo in Miami. We got big money. Big money next week. I don't think Felix Cash is a lock at all. I think the over is a lock. So if you want to make money on that fight, Ryan, I would take the over. I definitely think that fight is fitting to go the distance. I would definitely say that fight is fitting to go the distance. I got my video out on it, Ryan. If you want to check my video out on it, it's a tough fight. I like Tyler Denny. It's a tough fight. Guys, I'm going to make this kind of a short live. I'm going to drop my video on Lewis Crocker after this. I'm going to I got my video coming out on Crocker and Kona Walker, which should be a fun fight as long as it lasts. Should be fun. And next week, I'm really looking forward to this fight between Sonny Edwards and Adrian Carell. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So that's going to be fun. I think Ramla Ali could pull an upset. I called that last time when she won. I think Ramla Ali could pull the upset. We got Teofimo Lopez and Steve Claggett. Teofimo Lopez is going to kill him dead. It's good. Bam Rodriguez is a massive favorite, minus 450. Massive favorite. I think he's going to win, but that's wide. I like Lewis Crocker as a lock. I think Kona Walker is a decent fighter, but he's got like a draw at King Baker. Like, yeah. I would say, check out the video. I don't want to tip my hand because I want you to watch the video, but I think Lewis Crocker definitely wins. You thought the over was a lock for Espinoza and Chirino? I was torn on Chirino. He got stopped early in his career by Mauricio Lara, but it was early in his career. Other than that, he's never fought a world-class guy. So I didn't know how durable he was. He sucks, man. It's just unfortunate. There's so many good guys at that division, 130 pounds, who should be fighting for world titles. Eddie Vasquez for one of them. And this guy gets a world title fight. He didn't deserve one, but whatever. Yeah. It's just there's so much wrong with what happened to Abraham Nova this weekend. He clearly won the fight. The guy who missed weight badly got a bogus decision. It's a travesty, man. Like my heart goes out to Abraham Nova. I got to talk to Nova and his trainer Mark DeLuca when he fought at the Garden in February against Shaki Foster. Great guys, great team. The both of them, I like them a lot. And it's a travesty, man. What about Cameron Vaughn? He's fighting a replacement. I don't know anything about Jeff Ofari. I'm not going to have any advice on that because I'm not going to have any time to watch him. Sorry about that. I don't know anything about this guy. I'm just not going to have time to check him out. By the way, Ryan Garcia is suspended for a whole year. He had to give $1.1 million of his purse. He got suspended for a year? That's harsh. I didn't see that, World. I mean, I believe it, but I didn't see that. A year. He got suspended for a whole year. It seems a little stiff. Yeah. Muscles told me what he was taking was pretty serious. He said that's a pretty serious violation. You know, that's not something you take accidentally in beef. There was I found some tape on Chirino, but there wasn't a ton of tape on him, and he also goes by Sergio Sanchez too. So he had to do some work, but are you asking me who I pick? Rocket? Is that what you're asking me? Akeem Fiaz and Kane Baker. I like Fiaz. Yep, Ryan. It is sad because if you've ever met Ryan, and I've gotten to talk to him when he fought in San Antonio, he's in my. He was finishing up at my boy Rick Morones' gym, Team Morones boxing gym. He's a really nice guy, and I feel like he's going crazy or something. Yeah, it's no contest. Yeah, Ryan Garcia. Guys don't know Ryan Garcia. I'm sure everyone knows, but Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is now officially no contest. So Devin Haney is undefeated again. Ryan Garcia doesn't have to win. Yep, Dev keeps an undefeated record. These fights are so horseshit. It's not the best fights. I agree, but it's boxing. Ryan, you gonna watch it? I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna get home. I got an 8:00 in the morning flight. I'm gonna get home, and I'm fitting to watch it. Yes, who you got? Are you talking? I got tomorrow. I got the over. I'll tell you guys right now what I got. I got the I got the over on Tyler Denny, Felix Cash. I got Lewis Crocker on the money line. I got Shannon Ryan by decision. And I got Akeem Fiaz by decision. That's what I got. We got next week. Next week, we got Teofimo Lopez and Steve Claggett in Miami. And we got Bam Rodriguez and Francisco Estrada in I'm losing my brain in Arizona. Thoughts on Davis Lomachenko? It's the most entertaining fight that can be made at 135. You know, the best fight, the fight that everyone wants to see, is Davis versus Shakur. But here's what I'll say about Davis Lomachenko. Davis Lomachenko is not as good a fight, but it's a more entertaining fight. I don't think it tells us who's the best 135-pounder in the world, because the best 135-pounder in the world is either Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson. It's not Lomachenko. But Davis versus Lomachenko is a more competitive fight. I mean, it's a more fun fight. It's a more entertaining fight. Look, Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson goes one of two ways. It goes like this. Shakur Stevenson outboxes Tank Davis in a boring fight and survives. Or, that's option one. Option one is Shakur Stevenson outboxes Tank Davis in a snooze fest and wins a decision. Or, Tank Davis is losing a boring fight and then knocks Shakur Stevenson out. Those are the two things that could happen, right? Like, neither one of them is ultra entertaining. Like, we're not going to get a really, really high action competitive fight? I think so. Is Ryan's asking me, is Shannon Ryan a lock? I think so. I actually think those odds are a little bit too close for Shannon Ryan, honestly. I would say it's a lock, and I would say, oh man, the over 8.5 is minus 2,000. I just looked it up now. I wouldn't waste any money on that. Yeah, I would say she's a lock. All right, Muscles is out. Appreciate your time, bro. I will text you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna wrap this up soon. Like I said, I got a 5 a.m. flight. I'm gonna drop that Crocker video in a few minutes. I gotta record it and drop it. I'll have it out in about a half hour. But if you guys have any, and guys, don't forget to tip your bookie, tip your boxing advisor, your gambling advisor. He's making you a lot of money. But we're gonna have some big fights tomorrow. I'm gonna be back on tomorrow. I'm going to Bam Rodriguez and Estrada. I'm leaving either Thursday or Friday. So I'm going to try to do live every day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then I'm heading out. So keep that in mind. I'm going to try to go live every single day doing that. But if there's not much left here today, I'm gonna wrap this up and get going in a few minutes. Unless you guys have any last questions, thoughts, comments, super chats, anything. Oh, let me fix. I am losing my brain here. Let me fix something here. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to fix this. All right, save. All right. So is there anything else? Is there any other fights? What do you guys? Is there any fight, prop, money line, anything you want me to discuss about just tomorrow? We'll get to next week after tomorrow's fight. But next week, remember, guys, next week we got Lamont Roach and McCrory on Friday, Pro Box. Then we got full day of boxing Saturday and Sunday. Great card Saturday and Sunday. We got the zone card and an ESPN card, a matchroom card. We got everything. So we got a really, really busy week coming up. There's a lot of fights. I'm going to try to bring you guys content every single day. Yeah. I like that. Ryan, Ramla Ali is a dog against Mercado. I picked Ramla Ali the last time, her last fight when she was a slight dog. She's an even bigger dog this time. Ramla Ali gets a little sloppy, but she's a really good boxer. Like, she can put rounds in the bag. Sonny Edwards has a tough fight. Losing my brain here. Sonny Edwards is fighting Adrian Carell next. He might lose. That's not an official prediction. I'll get to that tape. I'll get to that next week. But we got a lot coming up. I'm going to try to drop a video for you guys every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to try to give you guys a ton of content this week upcoming. I want you guys to have just a lot of content. There's a lot to bet on. I'm going to try to bust out as much as I can for y'all. Adrian Carell is plus 300. What do you think, Ryan? I mean, I'm not going to give my official prediction on that yet. I'm going to do the video on that early in the week. It might not be a bad bet, y'all. It might not be bad, really. Claggett win a decision over Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Hahn. I like Claggett, but he's out of his element here. He ain't going to win a decision. I think he's probably going to get – I like Steve Claggett. I just can't see him winning here. I think he'll probably get stopped. In a fight that's somewhat competitive, I just think he's – look, Steve Claggett – it's one of those guys where he's a B-level fighter, right? He's 38-7-2. He's won a bunch of fights in a row. Now, how many has he won in a row? Let me count these off. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's won 9 fights in a row. He's got some decent wins. He fights on those Eye of the Tiger cards on ESPN. He's pretty good. He hasn't put anyone like Teofimo Lopez. And I know, Teofimo Lopez is great one day and horrible the next. I just think Teofimo Lopez is going to be too much for him. Teofimo's going to, I think, stop. Look, I know he hasn't got a ton of stoppages lately. His last stoppage was Pedro Campa in a fight he didn't look great in. Besides that, he's got the coma. So since 2020, he's got one stoppage. No, that's not great. I get it. But maybe he doesn't stop Claggett. You guys think he stops Claggett? Claggett's got 7 losses. He's been stopped just once. Who was he stopped by? Does anyone know? He was stopped. Oh, okay. That doesn't even matter. He was stopped 13 years ago in the Philippines by a guy named Romeo Jakov. A Filipino fighter named Romeo Jakov or something like that. All right, that don't matter. All right, that's so long ago, it doesn't matter. Yeah, some random in the Philippines, that don't matter. All right, scratch that. Might go the distance. I gotta lean towards Teofimo Lopez in that fight. If you want to take the odds and you want to get plus 500? I'm gonna check it out for sure. Ryan. I mean, look, it was 13 years ago. If it's on YouTube, I'll find it and I'll watch it. If it was 13 years ago, I was Claggett, like 36. I'm not gonna put too much stock into it. Claggett's 35. I'm not gonna put too much stock into it, but I do want to see it. I definitely want to see it. Like I said, Claggett's done some good things, but when Claggett steps up, he loses. He beats the lower level guys. He can beat some decent prospects. Yeah, he's not going to beat Teofimo Lopez, I don't think. But we'll definitely get to the video on that as well too. We'll get to the video on all of that. Again, any last second thoughts, comments, super chats, anything? Let me know, or I'm gonna wrap this up. Again, what did you all think of Floyd Diaz? Floyd Diaz looks like he has some upside, but he gets too stationary, and he shots, he punches, he's pushing his shots. He squares up too much. Like, I feel like he hasn't arrived yet. Like, he's still young. He's like 20 years old, but he's not progressing every fight like you want him to. Like a guy at that level, you want him to look better every single fight. You want him to improve every single fight, and I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing him really dazzle, really shine, or really improve. And what you want to see at that level is improvement. Just improve every single fight, and I'm really not seeing it in him. Who did look better? Shout out Troy Isley. That's a guy I was not massively impressed with early, and I thought he'd win, but I wasn't sure he'd win. Muscles was asking, "Is this a lock? Is this a lock?" I'm like, I don't think it's a lock. He'll probably win, but I don't think it's a lock. I thought he had a very close fight with Antonio Todd, which he won, and he had a very close fight with Vladimir Hernandez, which, yeah. I don't know if he beat Vladimir Hernandez. That was on the Shakur Stevenson De Los Santos card. But he looked really good. He fought a live body, an undefeated opponent in Javier Martinez, and I thought he dominated the fight. So shout out Troy Isley. Good performance there. Really, really good win from Troy Isley. All right, that's it, y'all. I'm going to wrap this up. So any last second questions, comments, thoughts, anything like that, leave it below. I will respond to it. I will read it. But we're coming back tomorrow, and I'm going to drop that video of Lewis Crocker and Conan Noah next. That'll be up in about a half hour, 20 minutes to a half hour. So check that out, y'all. But anyway, it's June 21st, 2024, from Texas to the world. Thank you, and God bless.